The Project. Kuwait. Learn. Live.
Hey guys, so today we sat down with Fahad Jarallah, one of the up-and-coming stars here in Kuwait in terms of the CrossFit
heroes,
community.
I think. We use the word
we
heroes.
use the hero. Yeah, you're right. And to me, he is one of my heroes in terms of seeing him, bang out the weights. Like, dude, seeing him at Flare Fest, I just looked at him across the field and I was like, I'm actually going up against this guy. This is horrible. I should not be on the same mat.
Crowd was behind him and everything, man.
Yeah, he had the crowd behind him. They were going crazy for him at one point.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about how he's come from being a member at Sergey Plus to actually now being a coach there. What it means to be a coach in Kuwait as well, a CrossFit coach, and how he's actually developed from being, I think he was a scuba diver instructor, to now actually coaching CrossFit.
Scuba diver and bodybuilder.
And bodybuilder, yeah. So he was definitely one of those guys hitting it up at the bodybuilding gyms, and now he's transferred over to CrossFit, and he's looking to cement his place as one of the top guys in Kuwait right now.
And he's definitely on his way there. And I mean, it was great because we talked about the future of CrossFit and the future of the Kuwaiti athletes and how far we've come in terms of athletics in general, whether it's CrossFit, Olympic weightlifting, and to know from a Kuwaiti perspective, other than myself, that we're not that far off, we're a few years away. That's pretty cool.
Few years. No, definitely. This region is coming up, and it's coming up quick.
Yeah, especially the Kuwaitis.
And the Kuwaitis, you guys are working hard, and I think we're working harder than the rest.
And we talked about this. We have that switch, man.
Yeah,
we have that switch. No one else has it. We have that crazy switch that once you turn it on, that's it. There's no turning it off. It's 0 to 100.
Exactly.
There's no in between.
Exactly.
So enjoy, guys.
Enjoy.
All this and more in today's episode.
Today we are joined by Fahad Jarallah. Someone that I had the pleasure of competing against in the Flare Fitness Festival. Not competing, just kind of watching. An amazing Kuwaiti athlete, up-and-coming CrossFitter, coach. Am I leaving anything out?
No, that's it.
Seriously, it's great to have you on here.
Thank you.
We got Meg from the States and Mr. LG over here in the house.
Hola.
So the three of us are back on. How's everything going right now?
So far, everything is good. We're having the Open. I'm just doing the Open for fun now because I competed on Flare, and before it was Elfit and Battle of the East, so I took a rest. So now I'm just enjoying training, doing the Open with the guys at the gym, and just chilling, having a rest time now.
So what's the training like, I guess? I mean, I think everyone that's listening to the show wants to understand what your training regimen is, especially after the Flare, leading up to, we were talking about Battle of the East later in the year. So what's your training like now?
I'm focusing on strength and my weakness. I'm doing my program with Ivan. I'm Fit program. It's one of the best programs I tried. It really worked with me. Not all the other programs are not good, but you just get pick any program and see what's fit you more, and you just go for it. For now, cause I'm low resting, so I just focus on a heavy lifting sessions and a couple of short workouts just to not let my endurance go so much down. That's it. Sometime joining one of the classes in the gym, so just to have fun.
Yeah, well, let me know when you're joining the classes so I don't go anywhere near them.
So you're just keeping training pretty light, short amounts of time in your day, right?
Yeah.
So maybe maximum 90 minutes, 1 hour and a half?
Maximum 90 minutes, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no more than that.
So before, when you were training for competition, how long were you spending in the gym then?
Before, 3-4 months before any competition, I used to train I like to split them to 2 sessions, so around 1 hour and 1 hour and a half, so total of 2 hours 30 minutes per day. Yeah,
because of the 2 sessions, you get a little bit more focus, a little bit more power in each session, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes I get really busy, so I want to do them all back to back, but the performance is low, but I just want to finish my program. But I prefer to do them split them, I do one early morning and empty stomach.
Yeah.
Then chill, eat, coach coach a class, and then get back and train with the guys.
What's your favorite type of training? Are you kind of a little bit more barbell, you enjoy barbell, or you enjoy gymnastics, or what's your favorite?
To be honest, I enjoy barbell, but I got some weakness in the barbell. When it's come to what I like in the barbell, I enjoy the barbell. I really have a big weakness on my shoulder to overhead movement.
Okay.
Because I have a really not good elbow for weightlifting. This is what my weightlifting coach, George, told me. He's sorry, Fahad, you just have a very bad elbow for weightlifting.
I think I was there when he said it.
I'm thank you, coach. I'm working on more mobility stuff, extra stuff, but it takes time. I'm 28 and I realized that. So I have 2 years, 3 years to get this right movement. My favorite barbell movement is clean.
Is that part of the reason you changed your training or your focus? Because a lot of CrossFitters are focusing on the open right now, and you're taking your focus off of like competition. Is that because you prefer the regional competitions and to focus your attention on that? Or is it more so to work on the mobility side? Or what kind of was the reason for not focusing too much on the open where every CrossFitter's attention is right now?
I'm focusing on the open. I like the open.
Okay.
I've been doing open like since 2000.
It's okay. I don't think
14?
CrossFit HQ listens to this. It's okay. You won't get banned. It's okay.
No, I like the open. But to be honest, in the beginning, when I joined CrossFit, we were like obsessed with something called open. Like we wait till 4 a.m. in Kuwait just to watch the workout. And then I do it once, sometimes I do it twice, 3 times. It's fun. It's nice, but it's affect my whole week of training. Like,
Killer, right?
if I'm doing this, I have to recover before it and I have to rest after it. For me, I just like to do it just once, but not for fun. I just focus and I go to the dark place. And I did really good on the 19.2. I got second in Kuwait.
I was gonna ask you about your strategy. A lot of people have been talking about your strategy lately for the open, and they've been calling you like the strategist from what I've heard around different circles. So can you give us some insight? What's going on with this whole strategy side that you've been coming up with?
19.1, I did a really bad mistake. I had a busy day and I just had one day to do the workouts and I'm going to the chalet. So I'm not going to come back. And I ran with my class 5K. And I came back, I'm like, oh shit, I have just 1 hour and I'm leaving. So I'm like, I'm just going to do 19.1. So I didn't do that good, but I just did it. Got like 7 rounds, nearly 8 rounds, something like that. Then I told the guys, and all the guys in the gym beat me. So I'm like, okay, because I did it first. The first guy, so you all followed me. 19.2, clean. So I just love it. I did it first time. I had 1 more reps to open the second round. So I'm like, this one, I think I'm going to do it twice. No, just 1 for fun. So I did it again, did a good base. If any workout with a window or it's going to open for you, I would like to put another clock and just hold a base with a clock. Like every 20 seconds or 15 seconds, I do a clean and just don't rush it up. They finished 2 to 5, and then when I get to 2 to 7.5, I couldn't get any rep because it was really heavy for me. Yeah. But I was happy. Then my brother Khalid came back. He was traveling and he came and beat me. But that's good. 19.3, I did it once and had like overhead lunges, and I am not that good on this movement because my elbow is not like really locked. So I had a load of pressure on my shoulder. So when I go back to strict, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I had a couple of the guys in the class with me. The plan was like, just go as hard as possible. Just kill your legs because you're not going to need them on the strict handstand push-up. Even if your heart rate go really high, they're going to get back down slowly because you're just doing small sets. So one of the guys, he did first time 6. He came to our gym. I set the clock for him. This was my coach advice. Like every 15 seconds, just do 3 or 2, no more than. And then he jumped from 6 to 22 reps. So that's really,
very good. Yeah,
that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely a good strategy. I wanted to circle back to when you were talking about being busy and everything and our lifestyle in general in terms of being a Kuwaiti athlete, because it's very difficult. We're working full-time jobs.
Right.
Some of us are working our full-time job plus coaching, which is you. So how do you manage your time in order to incorporate all of your training throughout the day? Like, what advice could you give to some of the younger athletes that are aspiring to get to your level or your brother's level or the elite level that they see here in Kuwait?
When I started CrossFit, I was a student. My last course, 2013. Graduated and then I worked in a bank for a full-time job. So I just had like 1 hour, 1 hour 30. If you're working a full-time job, if you're a really morning guy, I rather to wake up morning and go to train, but I'm not that guy. When I used to work in the bank, I have to be there at 7:30. I'm there at 7:28. So So I came back. I prefer to finish my workouts as soon as possible after my work. Like I don't rest until and then go to the gym. Just sleep well. Sleep is sleep. Very important to sleep well if you're working a full-time job, so you can get fresh, your nutrition, your food, what you're eating. The thing is, for me, it's number one, just I want to be done with my workout first, then everything come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I finish my work, I go finish the gym, then I'm like, yeah, okay. Family, friends, duania, all the other stuff. So make it like one of the first of your priority, and everything will come slowly.
So you talk about sleep being really important for that routine. What's like, do you have like a sleep routine or like a bedtime routine that helps you like get the best sleep for the night? Or what's kind of the routines for morning and night that help you stay on track with that?
Now I got my Whoop, so it's really helped me on sleeping. I prefer to get like 7 hours minimum. I don't get 7 hours every day. I get 6 or 5. But I try my best to get 7 hours.
So do you have a good bedtime routine?
No, to be honest with you, because my duani is my house. So I finish with the guys, they go back
you
up.
just go straight up.
That's it.
Oh, I wish I could be 28 again. Could get away with it.
But man, like the fact you don't sleep that much, for considering like we kind of say the athletes should be getting like 9 hours sleep and things like this, like to get sometimes 5, 6, even 7. If you're saying you try to get 7, like this is still not that much for an athlete and someone who's going to work and everything like this as well. So, like, kind of, do you find that maybe you need to sleep more at the weekend? Do you try and sleep more at the weekend, or is there something like this?
Like, I sleep like 10 hours in the weekend.
So you look at your sleep like over the whole of the week. That like they're getting the total hours over the whole of the week, not just kind of like in.
I prefer to sleep more than 7 hours, and I try to sleep more than 7 hours. But family, work, coaching, all this stuff. Sometimes I stay really late. When I sleep really more than 9 hours, I go to the gym and I just feel fresh and I just want to kill any workouts. You know?
Yeah, I think that's really important. I think like it's good to understand the difference between sleeping enough, but also not too much.
Yeah.
Because even then, sometimes maybe you sleep at the weekend and you finish 10 hours, but then 10 hours you kind of feel
dizzy.
Maybe, you're a little bit like you're not ready to do anything. And like, I know a lot of people, especially here in this country, they sleep like too much. Like, there's people I had one client come in the other day. She said, just sleep 15 hours. How are you asleep 15 hours? Like, are you dead? Like, what happens there? Like, I don't know how someone even sleeps 15 hours. Right. Maybe if I'm sick or something, I would sleep 15 hours. But this is normal for her.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, so you don't do anything else in your day? Like, this is like too much.
Too much, yeah.
And so, like, we need to usually, as you say, between like 7 to 9, something like this is kind of good for most people. Maybe with a nap or something like after work if people want it. Like, but you need to be fresh for workout, right?
For sure. This is why, because now I'm not like a full-time job. I quit my job. I was working in a bank for 2 years and then investment company for 2 years. Now I'm having my own business, family business, and coaching part-time.
Good for you, man.
I just took this decision. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. So
did you notice a big change in your like stress levels and sleep and working out and your performance and things like that once you kind of eliminated the stress of the full-time job?
Yeah, 100%. This competition is like measurable for me. Like every year I see where is my performance. When I used to do like full-time job, I was like semi-final. This year I was like 9th on Battle of the Ace. I went to the finals. I'm like, okay, this training paid. Like I really trained really hard, no stress, because working in a private sector, so much stress.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. Yeah.
Now it's like you're doing what you like. I'm coaching. I just love coaching because I used to coach different sports. I was like a scuba diving instructor. So when I took these decisions, even my dad didn't knew about it, that I want to quit my job. So I'm like, hi dad, how are you? I just quit my job. He's like, really, what's your plan? I'm like, I'll see. So just go and do what you love. And as Megan asked, my stress went so different level when I was in a full-time job and wow, I'm now.
So do you see that there'll be like maybe more Kuwaiti CrossFit trainers starting to come through? I think even since I've been here maybe like coming to 3 years now. And I think when I got here, there was not many. Maybe CrossFit Kuwait have some, maybe like Oxygen, things like this. But now there starts to be more.
Starts to be more.
Yeah. So
well, it's interesting because there was a lot of like members that used to say that they want to coach. And so you would kind of like talk to them about, like the process of it, of what they would have to go through. And then some were just like, yeah, no, like I don't want to go through that work. And it would take a while. So I'm kind of curious of like what got you going from that member to coach and like really caring about it enough to like turn it into a part-time job, or maybe even some full-time. Like kind of what is that transition of going from a member and enjoying workout and like wanting to help other people to like taking it on as like a coach and being that kind of a guide for a lot of people getting into it?
I started as a member, and I loved this game so much. I love the competition on this game. The thing is, on CrossFit, like you can't be best in everything. Like if you're good on lifting, you're gonna have a trouble running. Or like, endurance.
Yep, I know that. That's okay.
If you want to get your endurance really good, you're lifting weights, like your back squat's gonna go a little bit down. Gymnastic, it's so many movements. Like you want to be good on muscle up, you want to be good on handstand push up. Now handstand walk obstacle. Like you just keep learning a lot. As I told you guys, I love like to make people feel better. When I'm done with the session, they feel like I did something for them. Since I was like instructor in scuba diving, and scuba diving is like a little bit harder in coaching because you coach them underwater without speaking.
Yeah. It's a little bit harder.
It's a little bit harder.
You're really good at the demos.
Yeah. So when I started in my gym, Shaker Plus, 2013, 2014, and then I went like off for a couple of months with my brother when he did an injury. Came back, keep working out. Then the guys in the gym like had with the coach Alex this like internship. Few guys interested on, and he's like, "What do you think about it?" I'm like, to be honest, like, yeah, I like coaching, but I want to see myself in this one. And I just started it, and I love it. Even if
What did the internship process require?
In our gym?
Yeah.
It's 4 months with the guys. 1 month and a half, you're just shadowing all the coaches, just not doing anything, just seeing what's happening, and then going to the assistant, and then going to the leading. So you go through all the movement and just sitting, meeting with Coach Alex and the coach, and he tell you what's you're gonna focus on this one. Okay, you're good in that one, but your voice is not that loud, especially in the mega box. You need to keep screaming all the time. And then once you're ready, he will start letting you coach, and he's assisting you. And then you just get ready to coach. Yeah.
I helped Alex with that internship process, and we went through a lot of trial and error before, like the group of guys that I think did it shortly after you. We went through a lot of trial and error of like what was going to make that process work. So a lot of shadowing time. Like you said, I know a lot of people get antsy. They have a really hard time just watching and trying to learn at that point. But it's cool. I think a lot of you guys, like the members, stepped up kind of in that time or at that point and kind of made that transition of learning a little bit more on the coaching side, and you having that background from scuba is a cool way to transition into it. So it was cool to see that it's worked out and that there are a lot more Kuwaiti coaches. I think that's just really cool. For most of the membership is local. And I think for people to just see the impact that fitness has had on your guys' life, and for you to be able to coach them through that, not only like in their own language, that's something that an expat coach just, there's some things that just they can't provide. So I think that's awesome.
The really good thing for us to coach the guys in Kuwait, like there's so many Kuwaiti they don't understand English at all.
Language,
So when they see like he's a Kuwaiti, like I want to go to his class, so I can't because I coach in all in Arabic. You know, I mean, just so they get everything, so it's easier for them. Yeah, and it's a good advantage for us.
Yeah, no, I think it's really important because it's a good advantage you get that actually there's expats here who are willing to help you to learn as much as possible about kind of what we knew and we got taught from being back home, whether it's America or the UK or wherever. But then you're able to do that in your own language. And I think that's really important, as you said, because not everyone can speak actually like fluent English.
Right.
And even I know myself, sometimes I speak quickly. Sometimes maybe like we use words which people don't understand or we don't know how to explain better. So it's much better that you guys get to be able to have that experience as well.
Exactly,
and hopefully it will grow and there'll be better coaches as well. So hopefully it will grow.
Speaking of growth, now from the Kuwaiti perspective, and I know we're new to this. CrossFit is virtually a new sport here. We've got some good athletes on the horizon. You know, your brother, the young girl who's out of BSK, I think. Saja, We have her. We have Sam Maharofi. He's a young kid. He's about 14, 16. He does CrossFit full time now. So how long do you think the transition is going to be for the Kuwaiti athlete to start making the games and really start putting a punch into, the CrossFit world? Because I think we have the tools. We're, body-wise, we're kind of small enough, so to speak, where we can handle the heavy weights, the endurance side. So where do you foresee it after seeing so many years of CrossFit at the gym and the Kuwaitis getting into it, and how far we've progressed over the last 4 or 5 years?
I think with the new rule for the CrossFit Games, I think we can see a Kuwaiti guy this year in the games.
Yeah, that one. I think everyone's hoping for.
Yeah. I think we will see. We have a great gyms in Kuwait. We have great coaches in Kuwait. We have a great mentality in Kuwaiti's athletes. So I think we don't need that much. Yeah,
a couple more years, hopefully.
Yeah.
Inshallah. That would be a great thing. That would be a great thing to see. See one of our own kicking Matt Fraser's ass.
What do you mean by the Kuwaiti athlete mentality?
The guys that I'm training surround them in Kuwait. I see crazy guys.
The crazy switch. That's what we got.
Sometimes calm down. Yeah. Okay, just put all this in a good direction and you will do great, but don't kill yourself, So if we just knew how to manage this, for example, the guy, he came to me, he's like, I want to quit my job. I want to just be full-time. I'm like, okay, calm down, slowly.
I think it's passion. You have so much passion for exercising, fitness, the gym, everything. And then when you see people there, especially in Circuit Plus, when I've been there, your members have very, very good passion.
Yeah.
And they all want to, when I've seen them, they help each other, they push each other, they're heroes, your brother, they want them to do amazingly.
I'm not a hero.
At the flare competition, I'm pretty sure you had some very loud cheers.
Yeah.
Man, when you hit the cleans, the whole place was going crazy. So, actually, I think you're probably a bit more of a hero than you think you are, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, you definitely are. When I looked up at the scoreboard, I was like, all right, good, he's there. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. This, the fact that you have so many people around the kind of community, you only have to look at the flare competition or Battle of the East.
Yeah.
And hear how, I think maybe my first Battle of the East, people are quite quiet. No one really wants to get too loud. Now you go there, it's in the evening when the weight's going on, it gets loud, it gets passionate.
Crazy,
it's very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think that's growing. And people are liking the fact that they're able to give their passion to this. And around, again, with people that they have, maybe sending someone to the games this year, and hopefully sending someone to sanctional competitions and things like this as well. Then we'll see it grow. We'll definitely see it grow.
Well, the thing is, when I told you we need a couple of years because it's really hard in our country to be a full-time.
Yeah, you can't. There's no full-time athletes. We've never had a full-time.
We never have it. Yeah, exactly.
Even with the national teams and everything, all these guys have jobs.
Exactly.
They all work a 7 to 3.
So it's a little.
It's achievable, but it's very difficult. I think the one benefit to CrossFit being a private sport versus a public sport is there's no government involvement. There's no one can come in and say, "Hey, no, you can't do this, you can't do that."
Exactly.
No, it's fully private. If you want to be a coach and dedicate your time there, I think that's probably one of the best paths. I mean, from your perspective, if you want to be an elite athlete, you be a coach, so that way you can train, coach, and you get everything in, right? Bismillah, inshallah.
And the best athletes don't always make the best coaches, though.
I was just going to say that's tough because
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends. I always say you get athletes that don't know how to communicate at all, but then you get some of them that are really good. So
yeah.
I know Meg's going to go off about this.
She definitely is.
She's poised, ready to go.
Yeah, I think there's some athletes out there that are real shit coaches and they can demo all day, but they can't explain anything and they don't know how to relate to other people or even just the personality side. So you have a very outgoing personality. So coaching works really well for you. Even before you were coaching, you were always I've seen you in the gym and you've always been a very personable and outgoing person. So that helps too.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's people who are very good coaches, and there are lots of athletes who are very good coaches as well.
Yeah.
But there's people who are better suited to coaching than just being a professional athlete. So I would encourage, because I wouldn't want people to think some Kuwaitis coming. I don't want people to think that they have to be a good athlete to be a good coach.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, so yes, it's important for them to have experience and to be doing the sport and to be like around the sport
Involved
and,
in the sport,
enjoying it and pushing themselves.
Well, they don't
and,
have to be like in the top of the leaderboard to be a coach. Yeah,
exactly. And this is, I think this is important, and I don't want to make sure that people don't get put off because they're not up at the top of the leaderboard in the top 10 or something like this, that they can't be a good coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at the end of the day, some of the best coaches in the world have been your mediocre players.
Yeah.
You know, in
They're
basketball,
the ones who work
football,
their asses off.
soccer, baseball, everything. Yeah, exactly. They're the ones who know all the drills and the tricks because they had to be a
Work
superstar
harder.
in their mediocreness to get there, you know? So it's totally understandable.
Once you started CrossFit, did you notice, because you mentioned scuba diving being a passion that you had, so what kind of, I guess, impacts after, not even just CrossFit, but just like being more fit in general, what kind of impacts did you notice in like maybe your scuba diving or just your daily life? Like what were some of the side effects of just being more active in the gym?
I think I was like typically Kuwaitis who go to the oxygen gym, like just bodybuilding gym for. I did like bodybuilding for five years.
Yeah, I think
5 years.
Majority of the CrossFitters in Kuwait started out in bodybuilding at some point.
and it's really helped me so much. Like I got really good strength from this 4 years that I spent doing bodybuilding. Because if you start CrossFit just now without any background, you will struggle in the lifting and the heavy, all the stuff until you get. So I used to do like bodybuilding plus scuba diving. I used to scuba diving so much, but now I'm
just thinking of like some jacked scuba diver and even with the water, and
I was like 107 kg.
Wow. You were 107.
Yeah.
That's like my body weight, man.
Yeah,
that's big.
So what do you say to the bodybuilders? Because I get this a lot with the Kuwaitis, especially my Kuwaiti friends that are still in the mentality of going to, the oxygens, the victories, and, doing the whole bro split. And I'm like, dude, why don't you try CrossFit? And they're like, no, man, no, I don't want to get hurt. The first thing is I don't want to get hurt. And I always say, look, it depends on the coach, and it depends on if you're being smart about your movements. If you're trying to do a handstand push-up and you've never done it before, you're most likely you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Versus if you're doing the scaled versions. What could you say to some of these guys? Because we have some novice listeners. So.
I was one of these guys. Like my brother came to me in 2018. He's like, Jarallah, let's come with me to CrossFit. He starts in November and I started on June. So I'm like, no, Habibi, thank you. This is not for me. I just want to go to the gym, play back, shoulder, all this. And then one day I had like a rest day. I was chilling in the house and he's like, come with me. It was on Friday and the gym's closed. So just Khalid and his friend, they go and do like a workout. So I'm like, okay. I went there. And the workout was like pull-ups, kettlebell swings, and some burpees. I did it. I died. I'm like, what's this? So step by step, then I'm like, I didn't go back to bodybuilding at all. I like it, but thing is, all my friends in bodybuilding who think that if they join CrossFit, they gonna get injured. Especially, just focus on your coach. Just take everything easy, step by step. And when I'm coaching the guys in Circle Plus, I just tell them, just be really, really, really patient. If you see a guy next to you who's snatching 100 kg, don't think about him. Just think about yourself, step by step. Because we're Kuwaiti, we like, I just want to wake up and I want to do like 350 pound deadlift. Yeah, let's do it. No, take it easy.
That's the mentality.
Take it easy. It's like this guy been working, doing CrossFit for like 4 or 5 years. You're not gonna catch him.
Yeah.
You need time. And I just keep telling the guys, what's come quickly will go really quickly. Just take it easy and it will stay long with you. But the good thing is the coaching and CrossFit gyms in Kuwait are really, 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 really good now. Not like before it was like some gyms and it was like low
quality.
In the quality.
Yeah.
Now it's getting really, 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 we have like one of the top coaches like the world. Like
we're starting to get some more very good.
Yeah.
Meg,
sure.
there's the lead into your question right there.
What makes a good coach?
Yeah.
What makes a good coach?
What makes, I think, is to know your athlete. This is the 100%. Of course, if I'm coaching, for example, a guy and I'm like, keep explaining them, but I don't know that this guy is thinking about something else, he will not get anything. So just knowing your athlete, knowing their weakness, knowing their, what they're good on, what they need to work on, it's just just make you a really good athlete. And for me, I don't put any boundary between me and the clients. I'm just friends with them. This is the thing. That's it.
So you get to know them, right?
Yeah, more and more.
Yeah, because you almost need to get to know them outside of the gym, because then you get to know them better inside the gym, like why they're doing something. Like, is there something going on with their family? Is there something going on with friends, like wife, whatever, family, everything like this? Yeah. And then you get to know.
So
okay,
how do you balance that in a group setting? Because what you do is mostly group coaching, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think like coming from a PT perspective, like it's easier to get to know your clients and meet them where they're at because you have that one-on-one time and you're focused wholly on them for that hour. So when you have a group now and you've got like 20 people with different schedules, different lifestyles, different stress, different diets, different day jobs and stuff, how do you balance that of getting to know each athlete in your class?
In our gym, like I coach every day, like just one class, one CrossFit class or one C-Force class, the bootcamp class. In CrossFit, I know the gym because I'm there all the time. So I know all the guys' names. If I'm not coaching them, I'm training next to them. And I just keep annoying them all the time. So I know them pretty well. And the C-Force, like the turnover is really, really big. So especially I do, beginning of my class, I just ask who's new in the gym. So if this guy is new, I go to him and I like have a little chat with him. After the workout, I'm like, Habibi, chill down. I know you're dying. Or just come back to us for this week, and then everything will be good. So I try to like go over my class with every single client during the class. Yeah.
That's one of the big advantages that you talk about too, is like going from that member to coach, is that you spent a lot of time working out next to a lot of these people and getting to know them at that level before going in and coaching. So that's a huge advantage there. That's awesome.
And I really spend like more time in the gym. So after I finish my class, if I'm stretching or I'm working out, like I see the class that they just finished. So I go sit with them, have a chat with them. I like to speak to the guys, sit to the guys, like, Kuwaiti, stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good quality in a coach, to spend a little time after class for questions and getting to know people. There's a lot of valuable things that can happen in that little 10 minutes after class.
Yeah,
so, nice.
for sure. Yeah.
So, man, I got a question.
Yeah, tell me.
Where did this 100 burpee challenge come from?
Oh my God, don't
100 burpees in 100 days, man. Are you regretting it yet?
Just to clear, it was 100 burpees for 100 days?
Yeah, and I just finished my 73 days.
Oh my God.
So now we got to get this episode out before he finishes it.
The New Year night, we were sitting in the Duania, and I saw one of the guys posted, his name is Dakhil, posted a picture like he wanted to do 100 days, 100 push-ups. I'm like, 100 push-up, it's going to really affect my training. Like, I'm going to get chest soreness. I won't be able doing this for 100 days. So I'm like, I texted him Instagram, I'm like, hey, let's do it, like 100 burpees. He's like, no, push up. I'm like, sorry, I took the idea, but I'm going to post 100 burpees. So I was like, the guys, what do you think? All the guys in the Duani were like, yalla, let's go. We will do it with you. I'm like, okay. So I posted like 100 burpees, 100 days. Let's do it. 3-4 days. None of the guys in the Duani is doing it. Just me doing it.
How many people are still doing it? Maybe, I think there's a couple coaches, like a couple of the girls, right? From Circuit Plus.
Yeah, 2 coaches, Circuit Plus. Milosh from Inspire. I have 4 guys in the gym with me. They're doing it. One of my best friends is doing it, but just at home. Like, it's really good. Like, I'm happy with it, but the hard thing is I'm working out.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this extra.
So do you do it before or after the workout? I've seen you doing it after the workout sometimes.
Yeah, in the beginning, I do it before, like to warm up.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I go to the workout, I'm tired.
You need power.
So I do it like after. Like sometimes I do it like imam, sometimes I do it like just one time.
So I guess
I would say, what are the rules? Can you just accumulate 100 in a day, or do they have to be 100 in one?
No, it's just like 100 in a day.
So just accumulate it.
Yeah, so
I can do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a commitment though.
I'll do day 100
I saw
with
it
you.
and I was like, I could do this. This would be fun to do. But then I'm like, I can't commit for 100 days.
The guys started like, it's easy. So they did 20 in the morning. They chill. They do like 30 in a workout. They count, but I don't count any workouts.
You make it harder.
So 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, they're in the chalet Friday. They're like, they skip. Then they make it. The next day when I do 200, then it's gonna get really, really hard. Then they get a big gap, and then like. Yeah. So I like the challenge. It's really good. I'm proud of myself. I'm 70 days and with all the guys that are doing it with me.
Mashallah.
It's I'm like it's affecting my training. Like I'm getting really better in burpees. Like I did a workout. I did
like 7,300.
I can imagine.
I did a burpees workout yesterday and I beated my coach. So I'm like, I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
it's paying off.
It's good practice.
Yeah.
But then also, like with your training, like we said at the beginning of the episode, like actually you're doing less training in your day. So this isn't like 100 burpees on top of your like full-time athlete training.
Yeah, exactly.
This is you pretty chilled.
In the off season.
Yeah. This is chilled out time, just like getting something done for fun.
Exactly.
Like, because really
just staying active. Yeah.
It would affect your training, like with the volume and everything that otherwise. Yeah.
Because if I'm full-time training for like competitions, I'll be doing like 2-3 metcons a day plus 100 burpees. That'll be gonna be so much. But now, sometimes I do like a weightlifting session. I'm like, okay, my workout will be 100 burpees.
Yeah,
I do 100 burpees and I go back home. So it's easier now.
Yeah,
it would be hard if I do it in a competition. But I did 100 burpees in fair competition. So at night I did 100 burpees.
I remember I saw you do this. Yeah.
But it's fun. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. I was quite interested when I saw it. And I was actually thinking, will I do that? And I thought, I can't start it if I don't finish it. And I thought, man, I don't want to do 100 days.
It's a commitment, dude. It's such a commitment.
I was sometimes I have like, I want to quit, but I'm like, you can't. You're the one who starts
now
it.
You
so
said
you
it.
need to finish it. We have 27 days and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So the guy who started the push-up challenge, is he still going on with that? Do you know? Is that still a thing? Or when you came out with the burpee one, did you guys talk at all?
No, he's still going on, but he's just posting a picture with the 100 burpee. I'm like, where's the video? So send me the video. I want to see it. But I think he's doing it.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, just come with us. It's much easier. Because the burpee is like a cardio workout. But a push-ups, 100 every day, it's going to be so much load on the shoulder and chest.
Yeah.
So I would be sore. I would be really sore. For 100 days, I would be sore.
So much.
So speaking of soreness, though, now, what are some of your weaknesses as a CrossFitter? I'm just asking because if I go up against you in a competition ever again, I know what to do. He's going to kick my butt anyways, but what are some of the weaknesses that you have right now that you're going to start moving forward to progress in and build up as a strength later on? Yeah. For me now, anything above my shoulder. I'm not that good on the push press, push jerks, split jerk. I really struggle on them because my last competitions, I do good the whole competitions. And for example, Battle of the East, I was in top 6 whole workouts, but I just had one workout. I got 40th place because it was the strength of the shoulder to overhead clusters.
Oh, yeah.
I really struggle with the cluster. So I'm like, dropping me really down, or I could be in the podium for this workout, Yeah. So I'm like,
is it the mobility overhead or is it the strength?
I got really bad shoulder for a weightlifting. I do like internal rotation instead of external rotation. So
other way around.
Other way around. Yeah. All the way around.
Yeah.
So in the snatch, overhead squats, I don't get any trouble, but if I want to do like a push press or split jerk, I need to be super fast on my shoulder. So this thing I need to work on them more and more. So this I'm focusing on next. So if you wanted to catch me, just put for me a heavy shoulder overhead and then be that.
Yeah. I was going to say the snatch, man. I was going to say shoulder to over. Like, dude, when I saw you snatching, I was like, wow, mashallah. And you snatched some good weight back in the Flair Fitness Fest.
And the overhead squat, I think.
The overhead squat. Squat, so you got that overhead. Like, it was some pretty good weight.
Yeah, I got, I think, 225. Yeah.
225 is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. It was good. Yeah.
Well, at least in my opinion, like, looking over, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this again.
but for, like, a guy who, like, alhamdulillah, like, my clean is really good. Like, I clean 325 pounds. Like, I'm 147 kg. It's really good. But my split jerk was 255, so it's 115. So I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I need to work on my shoulder. I'm focusing on this thing. I started with Coach George for a while, weightlifting coach, busy with the coaching, so I stopped. But hopefully looking forward to get back and training really well, inshallah.
Cool.
Who are some of the guys in Kuwait All right, we'll do an expat, all right, and a Kuwaiti that you would like to square up against.
Like to compete next to them.
Yeah, like you would like to compete head to head with.
Well, there's so many people.
One expat, one Kuwaiti.
Kuwaiti, it's just one guy. I want to pick his. It's my big brother. I just keep competing with him since like 3 years. Like we're doing the same program. So every day, like if he worked out before me, he just texts me like, what did you get? I'm like, I got this. I'm like, I beated you. I'm like, okay. So
Okay,
I did it. Yeah. So I go and they have like a bunch of the guys are really good. Like my friend Ali Umar, my friend Rakan from our gym. There's a good athlete from many other gyms, Ali Jamal from FDT, Hussein Bahbani, one of the top athletes in CrossFit Kuwait, but he got injured, but I think he's recovering now. They are really, really good athletes from Kuwait that they will push you really, really hard. Yeah.
What about expat? Who would you like to square up against as the expat?
Like
Someone
in Kuwait,
locally,
local.
one of the local coaches, expat coaches. Who'd you like to square up against?
Today I did a workout head to head with Lazar, one of the Serbian.
Yeah.
So he's really good. Like Ivan, my coach, I love to go head to head with him because he's gonna kill me. The good thing that I do, I like to train with the guys that are much better than me, so I can keep forcing myself to get better, especially in CrossFit. If you're doing CrossFit, there is this thing in training when you go to the dark place, you need to get really used to them. And they have my brother Khalid and my coach Ivan. They're really professional in going to this dark place. So I like to follow them. Like I prefer like in training, if I see one of the guys is really good on, for example, my weakness, I'm like, come and let's go to head.
Yeah.
So you can push me on this workout. One of the guys is good in endurance and running. So I'm like, let's do it together so I can push myself. So the Serbian crazy guys in
He's good to
I
have
would say
around.
the Serbians are good training partners. They definitely know how to go to the dark place.
It's crazy.
Especially Lazar. I mean, he's top right now.
Ivan's. I think the last time I did a CrossFit workout in Kuwait was at Megabox. I forget what we were doing it for, but I trained against Lena while she was pregnant, and she was still kicking my ass. So Serbians are good training partners.
So what is the one thing that you could see that we as Kuwaitis need to improve in our CrossFit community to get to that next level?
One of the things that I like, we used to do it before, like some couple of small competitions between all the Kuwaiti gyms or all the CrossFit gyms in Kuwait. Throwdowns are really good just to keep us pushing ourselves. We had like some of FDT throwdowns, throwdowns. It's really good just to make the guys that they want to go to the competing level, but they're scared. So we make them start with just go and try the throwdown. So we get used to it. Little bit will get better and better.
Do you think do you think the throwdown would only work if there was a prize, or do you think a throwdown would work without a prize?
I think without a prize.
Because we've thrown the idea around of us doing it as the project to have a throwdown. Yeah, we've thrown that out there, talked about it a little bit.
I think
it was like, would people want a prize? Would they want this? Would they want that? How would it work? But I think our Kuwaiti mentality is if you put a challenge up, everyone's like, okay.
Exactly.
Let's go do it.
Just for bragging rights.
Yeah, no, 100%. It would be for bragging rights.
Yeah.
So all right, yeah. I'll take you on at a MetCon.
Yeah.
All right, but I get a handicapped.
Okay.
You got to give me like a good handicap.
Okay.
Like you give me like a 5-minute head start.
Fahad has 100 burpee buy-in, and Maddie, you can just
That's a
get
good
started
idea. I think that's a good
workout.
idea. Even if he has 100 burpee buy-in, he's still gonna kick my butt. Like he'll finish his 100 burpees, and he'll be like, "All right, let's go." As long as there's no double unders, I'm fine.
That's such a shit excuse. Double unders? Come on.
Dude, I'm horrible at double unders, all right? Like, I'm just god-awful at double unders. Can't get them. Been trying for months.
Month is nothing.
Yeah. If you're only months in, you got lots of time.
I have this guy. I have one of the guys in the gym. He's been trying doing the bounder for 3 years. I think he got them. I'm like, well, no, he's really good at them.
Please don't scare me.
No,
man.
I'm not scared.
I'm
not scaring you.
I took a year and a half, man. Straight up a year and a half. I had everything else.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do double unders, and then I can't practice them.
It's just
have to do
a click. your body will click with the demander, you'll get them.
That's what
I usually tell people like 5 minutes at a time, like set a timer, 5 minutes, practice them, go for it. And then no more than that, because if you go beyond that, you're just going to get pissed and frustrated and then it never comes together.
5 minutes.
Like just 5 minutes a day.
5 minutes every day.
5 minutes a day.
Every do it 5 minutes every day. I see my gym, like just put a clock every minute before the workout, 5 minutes, and 5 minutes after the workout for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
If you didn't do the bungee, come.
I'll try that. Yeah. I tried it at work. Like I had my jump rope with me at work. I'd shut the office door. I'd do my double under sets. But then towards the end of the week, my legs are killing me. So it's a lose-lose situation.
Is that when you're super busy at work?
Hey, man. It's been proven that movement at work helps, brain functionality, gets the blood flowing and everything. All right?
That's not what I said.
Look, my boss does not listen to this podcast, so I'm all right. Every time he comes to the door, he's like, knock, knock. I'm just like, dude, I'm doing my double unders, man. But, dude, thank you so much. You guys have any other questions? I mean, I was waiting.
Sorry. No, I was just checking the question list here. No, I was just excited to be able to join you guys for a podcast again. I always love that. But Fahad, it was cool to talk because, like I said, I've just seen you around the gym, and it's nice to see you grow into the coach and to hear you speak a little bit about the coaching and the training aspect. So I think it's awesome that you're being a great leader for the people in Kuwait.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I think that's an important point. Like you are a great leader for all of us. In all honesty, like when I set my standards of where I want to try to get to, it's at your standard. From the flare comp, like mashallah, like you guys have really you're setting the bar really high for a lot of the young athletes, and they're looking up to you, and it's awesome to have you on here, man. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. You can also find us on Instagram at The Project Kuwait. Thank you, and join us next time.